3 years ago, a handsome billionaire called Kev decided to buy his local football team, Deeping Rangers, build them a massive 25,000 all-seater stadium and vow to drag them from Tier 9 obscurity to the Premier League. He threw £100 million of a player budget, gave them state-of-the-art youth facilities, training facilities, and then just sat down in his chair, stuck the telly on, made himself a cup of tea, and let someone else get on with it. Back-to-back promotions in the first 2 seasons. This is the story of Season 3. Hello and welcome to Season 3 of Non-Lethal Legend, The Sugar Daddy. I'm Kev, and as you can see straight away, the meteoric rise of Deeping Rangers continues. We'll look at the league table straight away, but as we've seen in the last couple of seasons, the league table only tells us a part of the story because it is fascinating the players who are turning up at Deeping Rangers and just how much they're dominating the competitions that they're entering. Scott Porter, still the manager, 3 successive promotions now. If my calculations are right, we should be in the Vanarama North or South next year. I don't know. With our competition history, because we're smack bang in the middle of the country, is all gone a little bit weird. We've gone United Counties League to Southern League First Division to Northern League Premier Division. So who knows which one of the Vanarama leagues we're going to end up in. We are going to end up in one of them though, because we've won the Northern Premier League Premier Division this season. We've also won the FA Trophy after finishing runners-up in it last year. And we've won the Northern Premier League Challenge Cup. Didn't even know that was a thing previously. And we've won it with style as well. Losing only 1 game all season, 42 wins from 46 games, only the 98 on the goal difference this time around, but 129 points is quite impressive. We've got the top goal scorer in the division in the shape of Gary Madine. I still don't know how to say this man's real name. Obviously now a championship footballer again in real life and banging in the goals in the Northern Premier League for Deeping. How old is he? He's 28. If he keeps playing the way he does and they keep charging on, he might get a season in League 2 before he retires. They've had the top 3 players on average rating in the Northern Premier League as well. Conor McAlleney, he signed from Everton on a free transfer 2 seasons ago after a season on loan at Oxford. And, I mean, he's been a bit special, hasn't he? I mean, that's quite a good performance for a winger. So he's the best player in the division. Luke Lee is a 26-year-old left-back who came in from Queen's Park last summer, not 2 seasons ago, unless he didn't play at all last year. He's had a very decent season as well, as you would expect from the second best player in the division. And the third best is a right back, Brian Lenihan, 24 years old. He joined on a free transfer from Hull and has had 2 abs. I mean, he had 10 assists last year. Even this time round, 5 goals, 2 assists from right back. That's not too bad, is it? Let's have a look at the comings and goings transfer-wise, though, just to see what Deeping have been up to again. We've seen some absolutely insane transfers in the past. So let's... Yeah, okay. I mean, that's last year. £5 million spent buying players from Chelsea and Villa. I guess they decided they had a team that could win the league again. I mean, it did. To be fair, it did win the league again. Only the 2 players coming in, though. Liam Grimshaw is a 24-year-old defensive midfielder who came in on a free transfer from Man United. I mean, oh no, actually Preston. He went there undisclosed. He'd been out on loan. He had a whole season on loan at Oxford. Oxford in the Championship? I mean, that's a story in and of itself, isn't it? So Oxford are in the Championship. He had a full season with him and then came on a free transfer to Deeping Rangers. Not exactly been spectacular, but I guess he's a championship quality player. And Curtis Good is an Australian international centre-back, 26 years old. He came in on a free transfer from Newcastle, having never played a game for them. So less impressive a signing, but a signing nonetheless. Now, we did start to notice a trend last season of the young players of Deeping Rangers disappearing. There was all these exciting youngsters coming in from Premier League and Championship clubs. But at the same time, this state-of-the-art youth academy that we've got set up has been letting some of its gems sort of leak out and dissipate into the wider footballing structure. And it looks like we've had another one. Ryan Genders is an 18-year-old centre-back who's gone to Hull for £195,000. I mean, he's been plucked out of the youth team. He was never, unlike the previous ones, he didn't get really any opportunity with Deeping Rangers. But it'll be interesting over the next few years to see how he gets on. Other than that, I mean, there's no one massively significant has moved on. Most of the big names are still here. I do just want to check in on how the two youngsters who left last season are getting on. So James Wallace is the 18-year-old striker who went to West Brom, didn't play a game at all, so he's not developed into anything yet. And Bobby Windram went to Wigan and has also not played at all. So we'll check in with them again next season. But let's have a look at how this team is lining up. So they're doing a 4-3-3. I mean, it looks... It's got Stuart Downing on the left wing. It's Chalobah, and I mean, it's too good for non-league. It's too. I mean, this team would win League One, wouldn't it? Let me know down in the comments. I think this is a League One winning team. They're going to have to freshen up a little bit over this summer because these two wingers, particularly, are as old as I am. Paul Gallagher at 34, Stuart Downing 34, Kev's 34. 34. THs and Fs getting all confuddled in my mouth. But there you go. Me and imaginary Stuart Downing and imaginary Paul Gallagher, all the same age. Aren't we cool? The 34-year-olds all together. Aaron Cool, Will Packwood, we've identified them as potential stars of lower league football before. Aaron Cool's development has stopped completely. I've seen him be a championship player in normal saves by this point, and he's struggling to get a game in the Northern Premier League because of where he decided to go. Will Packwood, another one who, despite being the captain at Deeping, looks like he might be struggling to get in the team these days. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. How are they going to keep all this squad of highly paid superstars happy? I mean, to be fair, if you're Aaron Cool, £6 a week probably keeps you happy. Although that feels like he's had a pay cut. Wasn't he on £10 a week when he first arrived? Will Packwood, £11 a week for a backup player in the Northern Premier League. I don't think I'd care for £11 a week. I'd just buy donuts and get fat if I was Will Packwood, because who cares? He's not playing anyway. He's just going to bring in £500,000 a year plus some change. Just laugh about it whenever anyone says, "Oh, you didn't ever make it into the Football League, then that's a shame." Well, yeah, look at all my money. Who cares? Talking of money, we can't actually check in and see the actual finances of Deeping Rangers. I'm not the manager. I'm the chairman. I don't have any input or control on what's going on here. But we can see they are still showing us rich, showing us a 2-star reputation. Lollujo Park is still 25,000 capacity, so that's not been expanded yet and is in very good condition. It'll be interesting to see how the facilities are getting on. So I put all these to absolute top rank when I set it up. So they're still on exceptional junior coaching, top youth facilities, superb training facilities. Youth level has dropped down to 2 though. So I guess that means potentially the quality of player coming through will start to reduce a little bit. That's going to be something worth keeping an eye on. I think that's a perfectly acceptable check-in on Deeping Rangers for this season. No major signings, which is a bit of a surprise. But hitting the giddy heights of the Vanarama North/South, surely a few new players are going to have to come in to replace some of these old folk, because certainly if they're going to continue playing with 2 wingers, they probably need to sign a couple of wingers who are of a more reasonable age. So continue your predictions coming in the comments. What level do you think Deeping Rangers are going to get to before they level out? As we've said before, as soon as this club gets stuck in a division for a couple of years, I'm going to step in, become manager, move the save over to Twitch. This will become my stream save. So I am intrigued to see whether I'm going to be taking on a conference team or a Premier League team or somewhere in between. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.